Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Royal Instinct. Today we're going to be watching a video by Mike Pilhede, how to pretty much learn anything. Let's see what advice he has got. Let's see if there's anything that we can use. Okay. This is Royal Instinct. What I'm trying to do here. This is a bat signal. I am collecting the Avengers. This is a signal to you for people who believe that they are of royal descent, that they are potential kings in waiting. If you ever believe that you were supposed to be destined for something great, if you were supposed to be destined for greatness, if you were supposed to do something great in your life, this is your call to adventure. This is where your hero's journey starts. Are you going to rise up and be counted, or are you going to fade to the background and become an NPC? The decision lies with you. If you have the confidence to do it, if you have the balls to do it, if to be the leader that you always needed to rise to the top. Why is this important? AI is upon us. AI will displace most of humanity. AI will take away most of people's jobs. AI will make most people redundant. Um, and the only really true job left is for you to become as famous as possible, be seen as somebody who has authority, be seen as somebody who is important. Um, and to do that, you need to become a content creating machine. You need to be able to be seen online, because we are moving into the metaverse where you would have to have a following to be somebody in essence. Okay. And people will say, oh, that's very shallow, that's not very fair. Sorry, it's just the way it is. It's I didn't write the rules. I'm just learning how to beat the game that the world has imposed on me. Okay, I refuse to sit down and give up. I refuse to bend over to the WEF, who want to take away all your freedoms. By the way, I refuse to be a leaf in the wind. And if you also feel like that, if you want the best things that life has to offer, to live a luxurious life, to live life like a king, then you need to reach out and see if we can work together. I'm looking for 100 people. I'm looking for 100 potential kings who want to build a kingdom, who want to rise to the top and be part of this network of kings that I'm building, this royal alliance. Where we are the new de facto rulers of the world, where we will band together 100 kings with 100 kingdoms to rule the earth, to dethrone the current evil people that we have in the world, and to help humanity in essence, to lead them to a better place in the world, to defeat evil in the world. But let's get into this video. Let's see what advice this guy has for you lot.
A lot of us want to learn new things and acquire great new skills, but often we lack the motivation to do so, which brings up a lot of good questions like, why am I so unmotivated to learn something that would benefit me in the long run?
Because your brain is trying to be like, well, how serious are you even going to accomplish that thing? Okay. You need to make things easy as possible for your brain. Okay. You need to gamify um things in life. Okay, it's like, give yourself a task. All right, how many pages can I read in the next hour? Do you get what I mean? Like set up challenges for yourself, and your brain will rise to the occasion. Small challenges it will do, and then as you progress and progress, you'll be able to take on great and greater challenges.
Why would I think about it for years but then do nothing about it? And how would I even approach a grandiose topic like learning music, writing, or drawing?
Learning uh, how to write music or drawing isn't a difficult process. To be good at it, that's a whole different ball game. But then to be good and famous at it is even more difficult. Okay, and Vincent Van Gogh is a prime example. He is somebody who is considered to be one of the best artists to ever existed. But he died poor. He died without any recognition, without any fame. Um, and it in essence drove him to madness. Okay, um, if he had social media back then, maybe things would have played out different. Which is why you should really be grateful to live in the society that you live now. That you live in a time where you can literally pick up your phone, you can talk into a camera, start producing content, be seen for the genius that you are, be seen for the excellent opinions, the excellent attributes that you have, the excellent ideas that you can bring to the world. Okay, you need to then formulate it in a way, communicate it in a way, become a charismatic speaker, become a charismatic leader, um, and show the world what you're about. Build a kingdom, that you see right, how you believe the world, that life should be lived, and followers will come. People will resonate with you. Okay, you're able to broadcast your message, and people are searching. They're waiting for somebody like you to come along and become their leader. Okay, if you understand what I'm saying, if you want to be part of this movement, reach out to me. But let's get back to the video.
So therefore, chapter 1, procrastination, or why am I so lazy all the time? Like, yeah, I get it, I do want to learn new things, but both you and I know I'm not actually going to do it. But yeah, sure, I'll watch your video just in case. It's important to address procrastination first, because odds are you are going to learn something new right now, but you don't actually like the idea of learning something new. And there's an actual
Well, it depends, isn't it? It's like if your brain, sometimes when you're trying to learn something new, your brain will be like, "Well, is this even important?" Right? Whereas if push comes to shove and you're in a life and death situation, I'm trying to teach you how to do algebra, and you're saying you're shit at algebra, but it's a life and death situation, your brain will kick into fucking gear. Okay, so procrastination, it's a mechanism in your brain that values, that tries to place value. It's basically a cost. It does a cost analysis of is it worth my time to learn this thing.
reason for that. When you learn something new, it actually adds a bit of stress to your mind. It's the same area in your brain that activates pain, and that goes off. So because of this, the idea of taking some time to learn something can give you anxiety, because why would you want to do the equivalent of hurting yourself? So the best solution to all of this is just start doing it. And that almost sounds too simple.
Yeah. So your brain is a solution finding machine. Okay. So what you have to do in essence is present your brain with a problem, right? So if the problem is that you want to communicate in French, how to speak to somebody in French, the first problem is that you don't know any French words. Okay. So then you will, for example, say if you want an egg, okay, and you're standing in a supermarket and you're asking a gentleman to pass you an egg. You're pointing at the thing and be like, so you point at the thing and be like that. Pointing and that means that, give it to me, right? And you can say that without words, and you do that to somebody, they'll understand what you're saying. They'll be a bit confused at first, and they'll be like, like okay, I don't know what the French word is for egg, but I know what the French word is for cat, for example, right? So imagine there's a cat, and I'm telling you to give me the cat. Be like that, give it, right? And he'll point at the thing and be like chat, not chat, but chat, le chat, une chat, and then he'll be like, yeah, chat, and then give me the cat, and your brain recognizes that that man pointed at the thing and called it chat. Now you think, oh, that's what how you must say cat in French, okay? And that is how your brain learns things. Okay, you need to give it a problem, right? And then it will try to solve the problem different ways, and then it'll find a way how to learn the problem, how to solve it, and then you just become better and better at it. Okay, so for example, if you're trying to learn language, pointing at things and somebody saying it, you'll be like, yeah, that thing. Now, if there's some urgency behind it and you're not just learning it aimlessly in the classroom, if there's a little bit of like for example, if you worked in a kitchen, um, you know, and you don't speak you don't speak the language, and you work in a restaurant kitchen, and the head chef is telling you to throw you a potato, right? And then he'll be like yeah, he will say the word, you don't know what it is, and he'll point at it, be like, oh, okay, that, you know what I mean? If he wants you to give an egg and he says the word and you still don't understand it, he might go like, "Bakar, bakar." Yeah, he will mimic a fucking animal, right? And he'll be like, "Oh, okay, chicken egg. Yeah, I get it, I get it." Once he makes that and you understand that he's talking about chicken, it's only either like actual chicken meat, right, or an egg. It can only be one of the two things, right? So, and even if you fuck up and bring chicken meat, he'll be like, "No, no, no." Then you bring the egg, okay? So again, your brain is a pattern recognition machine, right? It is a solution finding machine. So you have to present a problem to the brain, and then your brain will overcome it. And each time you overcome that small problem and you learn a little bit more, because learning is basically you expanding your map of reality. Okay, is expanding your view. Each time you're able to do that, your brain feels more confident because you can see more, you understand more. Understanding and seeing is similar, right? So you understand and see more, and therefore you feel more confident, right? You grow in stature, you grow in pride within yourself. You think like, oh, okay, I can understand. You have a history of learning and overcoming things, so then you are more likely to go out into something where you don't know anything and be like, well, I learned all that other shit, I survived all that, I'll survive it in the future, okay? And your brain will reward it, be like, oh, do you know what, like, I'm so good at this, right? And then you'll grow confident, and then it can even spill into arrogance or whatever. But that is in essence how you can stop procrastination, how you can start learning, how you can become good at things. And if you can say to yourself, how do I become a king? Okay, I am a king. How do I establish a kingdom? Your brain will throw things at you, right? It'll be like, well, I need a lot of land. I need a lot of this. Well, how do I get a lot of land? I need a lot of money. How do I get a lot of money? I need someone. I need to provide something of value so people give me money in return. Kings are also well known. How do I raise an army? I need fame. Okay, how do I build fame? Social media. Do you get what I mean? Because your brain will start presenting you with ideas, and then it's your decision to try a thing. And the more you fail, the more you try and error, right? And then there's failure along the way. You'll be like, okay, this is not the correct way. Right, let me try this way. So you have to remove fear from yourself. But that is the main problem. Where procrastination stems from. It stems from fear, and most people are too afraid to go through that process. Okay, they're too afraid to fail, which stops them, and then they don't end up doing anything, and then they end up in a self perpetual loop of anxiety and stress, hating themselves, and it just becomes, it ends in just depression and loneliness in essence. And that is not what I want from you. If you want to do better, I encourage you to build a kingdom.
But it's really important that you learn how to take initiative. It's important because you can fear doing something all day or for several days because you keep thinking, well, I just need to find the right mood for it and then I'll actually do it. But really, you just need to.
I mean, finding the right mood, right? Because you might be in a sad mood over here and you want to get to a good mood over here. It's like a fucking manual car. It's like you have to go into first gear, second gear. First gear might be, as soon as you wake up, you're gonna fucking go into attack mode, are you? Right. First gear is like, let me take a shit, let me have a shower, let me have some coffee. Right. That's first gear, and then you manage to do that, and then you second gear is like, let me get dressed, let me do something, let me make my bed, let me do a few more challenging things, and slowly, right. And especially if you have a routine, it's so much easier to get into to go into the flow of gears. But then it's like, you get to a stage, it's like, right, now let me try the tough thing, all right? And you need a history of success. You need a history of attempts. You need a history of failure, right? Because the more data you have in front of yourself, which is what failure is, it's just data where you haven't succeeded yet, right? And I think it was Thomas Edison said, you try 10,000 ways of how to make a light bulb. What kept you going? And he said, well, it was 10,000 ways of, those 10,000s were attempts where basically it brought me one step closer to success. Okay. I realized 10,000 ways how not to do it until I did. Okay. That's all it is. You're trying different ways how to accomplish something, and then somewhere along the line you will figure out how to do it, and then you just go down that lane. Okay. The cool thing for you is there's books written on the subject that you want to be successful in. There's people out in the world that you can ask for advice, for mentorship, for coaching. For example, if you want to be a boxer, the best person to learn boxing from will be Mike Tyson, right? Heavyweight champion of the world, years of experience, years of failure as well along the way, but years of success. And he will teach you the best way to do it. And that's what I help my clients with. My clients are afraid to be effective communicators. Some of them, they want to learn how to be charismatic on camera, how to just become a consistent content creating machine who can work 24/7 without ever getting tired. And we work on finding what they're most passionate about. We work on how they can become a good charismatic, entertaining communicator, and how that they can start building the foundations to their kingdom, how they can start building a following, which is important because that is how you become noticed. That is how you gain access to the best money making opportunities that the world has to offer. If you want to be part of those conversations, if you want to make a lot of money, if you want to live a life of luxury, if you want to be a king, you need to build a kingdom. That is when you have women lining up to rule that your kingdom alongside you. They want to be your queen because every woman sees herself as a queen, and therefore they deserve a king in their mind. And if you present yourself as a king, if they see that you're the only king around, then you will have the best dating opportunities.
Start doing it, because no one else can do that for you, and once you have started doing it, all that pain and discomfort actually goes away. You move past
So again, like he basically describing that pattern that I said earlier about moving from first gear to second gear.
it and it's over. You're now in the learning zone, and it's a lot easier to get back into it the more frequently you get over this threshold. But then there's another problem. Once you have started doing something, you're going to run into some problems, and you're suddenly going to switch your attention to something else. Something frustrating
So basically, you're just getting distracted
or
here.
negative happens, and it breaks your momentum. So because you're not reaching the reward you had anticipated, your brain goes for something short term. But instead, you just have to do it again. You have to find your initiative again.
And that requires a little bit of discipline. That requires a little bit of focus. But you can set yourself up to if you give yourself every day 2-3 hours where you're gonna work at this one task. Your brain will be like, oh, okay, once these 2-3 hours are over, I'll go back to being distracted or whatever, right? Um, and it's much easier to overcome distractions if you are really passionate and engrossed in what you're doing. Okay, um, and that is very important. That is the foundation of becoming a king. You have to find what it is that you're passionate about, what is important to you in life. Because if you can't find that, then you're always fighting this procrastination, this resistance. You're always going to try to watch fucking YouTube videos how to have discipline. What is fun to you? What is a game to you? What is what is an never ending task that you could do that is fun, that even if nobody's watching, if nobody yielded no results, it could still provide you with some, with a feeling of happiness and joy. Okay, and if you can find that, right, which is a big thing that I help my clients with. If you can find it, then it becomes easier for you to become a content creating machine around that subject, right? Because what we want to do is we want to establish you into a subject matter expert, somebody who is able to create content 24/7, somebody who's able to rise, to be seen as an authority in that field, to be seen as somebody who knows what they're talking about, an expert in essence, somebody, because once you are a point of authority, people look to you for guidance, people will look to you for leadership, and that is when you can start making money, right? That's when financial opportunities come your way, and once you have the ability to amass resources to dictate the flow of money to you via the attention that you have gained, is you will be seen as a king and start building your kingdom. Okay, I am looking for 100 people who are on the same page, 100 people who want to build their kingdom. In essence, form a allegiance, an alliance of kings, a royal network where we together are building our kingdoms, but where we are rising to the top. And be the new de facto leaders of the earth, okay? Because we have good intentions. We want to protect the people of this earth and usher in a healthy, good way of life to people, to the next generation, because there's a lot of evil in the world, a lot of big corporations, a lot of dodgy organizations who want to fuck you up, who want to extract all resources from you and lock you up and put you in type of voluntary imprisonment. Basically, voluntary imprisonment is will give you governments will give you handouts, universal basic income, for example. Um, in return, you're not allowed to leave your house. You have to remain in your 50-minute city, and you will do all your socializing online via the metaverse or whatever virtual reality program that they have at the time. If that is not a life that you want to live, if you want to live a good life, if you want to be part of something that is potentially could change the future of this planet, if you want to become a king, if you want to live a luxurious life, the life of a king, the life that you always felt like you deserved, reach out. Let's see if we can work together. But for everybody else, I think that is it for today. It's easy to beat procrastination if you align your values with something that you're passionate about, something that you're good at, and make it as easy as possible for you to succeed. Okay, there's a few things that you need to put into that you need to align first. Once you do that, everything else becomes very easy. It more than hard work, it takes consistency. Okay, if you're able to do that, then procrastination will be a thing of the past, and you'll live a life that you never ever believed that you could, but always felt that you deserved. That is it for today. Thank you very much, and I will see you later.